Okay, thank you for joining us. We are joined by Ben Vanderplas, who scored a game-high 17 points to lead the Bobcats to the 62-58 victory. For the media, please use the raise hand function to indicate that you would like to ask a question. When you are called on for your question, please state your name and your affiliation first. And we're going to begin our questioning with Ross Dellinger from Sports Illustrated. Ross, go ahead.
Hey, Ben, this is Ross Dellinger with SI. I noticed after the game that you gave a embrace there to Coach Bennett and then pointed up to the stands. Can you take me through that a little bit?
Yeah, obviously, Coach Bennett played with my dad in college. That's the Bennett family is where my name comes from. That family has meant a lot to my family over the years, and when we got matched up, I was just really excited to play against him. He's a great coach, and yeah, I got to talk to him for a little bit after the game. He asked where my dad was sitting at, so I pointed up there. But yeah, that was a pretty cool moment with Coach Bennett.
Okay, our next question is going to come from Elton Alexander. Elton, go ahead.
Yeah, Ben, looks like lately here, I haven't seen you in the MAC tournament. You've been scoring your points in clusters, and also seems like you're scoring them right in front of the OU bench. What's up with that? Both of those.
I got to give it to the bench, I guess. We have a lot of guys on the bench who do whatever it takes to give us whatever energy they can throughout the entire game. Those guys on the bench, Mike Brown, John Tenerovich, all those guys, they're always just into the game with us the entire time from start to finish. I don't know if you saw them swinging their towels around before both halves, but those guys are just such a big part of what we're doing this year. And I don't know, I guess that might just be what it is, a little bit of magic from them.
Is that your spot on the floor, even during the regular season?
Yeah, that left wing. I like that spot coming off pick and pops, things like that. Yeah, right in front of the bench. Yeah, I guess they were just falling from there today.
Thank you.
Okay, our next question is going to come from Kevin Fielder with the fifth quarter. Kevin, go ahead.
Hey, Ben, it's Kevin Fielder with fifth quarter. Congratulations on the win. One thing that Coach Bowles told us before the week was that none of your team had NCAA tournament experience. Was this everything you dreamed about when you were dreaming about playing in March?
Man, that game, that atmosphere, even with the limited fans, it's a dream come true to be out here playing the game I love. Got a couple family members up in the stands playing with a team that I love playing with, playing for a coaching staff that I love playing with. Man, it was a special moment out there, and we're just going to keep it going.
Okay, our next question is going to come from J.L. Kervin with the Post. Go ahead, J.L.
Hey, Ben, it's JL from the Post. I noticed that it seemed like after every timeout, the team would be able to get a quick bucket or, attack in a way that it wanted to. What was the communication like during the huddle, and what was sort of the coaching that you saw a lot of balls today?
Yeah, coming into those timeouts, Coach always has something to say to us to get us back focused, and we just do a really good job of regrouping in those times. They went on a little bit of a run. We got a timeout. Coach called one, and we just come back in. We focus up. We talk about what we need to do, and we bring it back out on the court. And Coach Bowles definitely does a great job commanding those huddles.
And then with this game being so tight from basically the tip to the end, how did it feel to get that run midway through the second half and give the team some breathing room?
Yeah, obviously basketball's a game of runs. You always hear that, but yeah, that was our little run. We got a couple good shots, got a couple stops in a row. That's a big thing for us. When we can string some stops together, we're a pretty good offensive team. So the big focus for us is getting those stops that lead the buckets on the offensive end.
Okay, our next question is going to come from Joe Collins with WOUB. Joe, go ahead.
Hey, Ben. So I got some videos from some friends back in Athens, and Court Street is just absolutely going crazy after you guys won that game. How does that feel and sound to you, knowing that fellow students at your school are just going crazy after that win?
Yeah, that's great to hear. We've been seeing a lot of support on social media and things like that from our students over at OU, a lot of fans back in Athens. And it's funny, Ben Roderick came up to me after the game. He said, I bet you Court Street's going crazy right now. So I'm excited to look at some videos of that. Yeah, it's really cool that we have that much support back home from us.
Okay, our next question is going to come from Zach Brazilla from the New York Post. Go ahead, Zach.
Hey, Ben, you guys, obviously, you finished 5th in the league. Is it hard to believe where you are right now? You know, I mean, what is it like about it's not even 2 weeks, right? I mean, this run you guys are on. I mean, what's it like just to see how everything has changed?
Yeah, we went through a couple things through the season. Obviously, Jay Preston had a little bit of an injury early in the conference season, went through a couple COVID pauses, but we never let it get us down. We just kept fighting back, and that resilience is showing now. It's showing the MAC tournament 3 games in 3 days. That was really big for us, and then to get this week of preparation to come out and to beat a really, really good Virginia team, it's really special to see from this team.
Do you guys hear about the team 9 years ago? Is that something you're aware of, the team that made the Sweet 16 9 years ago?
Yeah, we've heard some things about it. A great team, and we saw some of the players from that team sending out messages on social media, some tweets and stuff, and to see their support, it just feels really good. It's really exciting to have them behind us too.
Our next question is going to come from Pete Thamel with Yahoo Sports.
Ben, congrats on the win tonight. For a lot of America, they're seeing you for the first time, Ohio for the first time, and Jason Preston for the first time. Could you speak to I'm sure you're accustomed to it in some sense. Could you speak to the show he put on and his story and rise that we're all kind of getting to witness now?
Yeah, Jay has a phenomenal story. He lost his mom in high school, and he's just gone through so much. He's one of my best friends. He's my roommate. We drive everywhere together. We're always working out together. And to see him just come out this season and play the way that he's been playing and lead the way that he's been leading, it's amazing to watch. And I'm really, really thankful that I'm in the position that I am to be on his team.
Thank you.
Our next question is going to come from Christopher Heidel. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Ben. Chris Heidel from Hermiton Radio in Baltimore. What does this win mean for you and your program, knocking off basically the defending champs?
Yeah, obviously it's a huge win. Being a 13 seed coming out and getting a W in the NCAA tournament is always big. I just think about the fans back in Athens, the students back in Athens, the people who have been supporting us this whole season through this pandemic, and I'm just really thankful that we're able to get a win for them in the tournament.
Our next question is going to be from Jason Arkley. Jason, go ahead.
It's actually John Titel from hoopshd.com.
Go ahead.
30 years ago in the first round of the tournament, your dad scored a team-high 17 points while playing for Dick Bennett at Green Bay when they scored 58 in a loss. Tonight in the first round of the tournament, you scored a team-high 17 points while playing against Dick Santoni, whose team scored 58 points in a loss. My question, are you the kind of guy who just considers that a happy coincidence, or do you think there might be something more going on with it?
Wow, that's unbelievable. That's crazy to hear. London McDay said something in the locker room about the basketball gods, so maybe they have something to do with that. But that's really cool to score the same amount of points as my pops in the first round. That's crazy.
Okay, our next question is going to be from Jason Arkley. Jason, go ahead. Jason, go ahead.
Ben, Jason Arkley from SUACBobcats.com. How was this team able to basically play Virginia basketball and beat it at its own game tonight? You guys typically play fast. You're more focused on the offensive end. What flipped for you guys in that regard tonight?
I think something that helped us was was our defense tonight. Guys like London McDay, Mark Sears, Miles Brown coming in and defending at a really, really high level is really big for us, and that's a huge part of how we got this done. And obviously, having Jay Preston, he's going to be the best player on the court in a lot of games, and having him out there is really helpful. And then Ben Roderick out there, he's been hitting shots, he's been playing defense also, and Dwight Wilson battling down there with the bigs. Just a lot of great pieces that went into this win.
Hey, Ben, do you guys feel that way? Did you feel that way tonight? Jason was the best player on the floor, and that's why, despite the score and circumstance, you felt confident going into the last 8 minutes?
I'm not going to lie. Anytime we play a basketball game against, it doesn't matter who it is, I think Jason Preston's the best player on the court. I've seen him do things that I haven't seen anybody else do, and the way that he plays the game is just, it's so phenomenal. And yeah, anytime we step on the court, I think we got the best player on the court out there.
Okay, we have time for 2 more. Go back to Zachary Braziller.
Ben, what is the confidence level right now of this team? You obviously you controlled the MAC tournament all 3 games. You beat the defending champions today. I mean, how far can you guys go?
Confidence is a huge thing for us, and yeah, I think you guys might be able to see it, but we're out there just playing free, playing confident. I know me especially. Over the past couple of weeks, I've been talking a lot to Jay about PJ Tucker and how he goes out and guards 1 through 5 and just plays with irrational confidence. And that's what I've been trying to do. Just go out there and just play free. And yeah, that's a huge part of this run for us is confidence.
Okay, and our final question will come from Pete Thamel with Yahoo Sports.
Yeah, Ben, America got a taste of Ohio tonight. How far can you guys go? I mean, you talked about that confidence. Where can this take?
I think we go into every single game expecting to win, preparing to win. So you know, we're going to try to win the whole thing. That's what we're here to do. We're going to try to. Was it 5 more games? We're going to try to win 5 more games one at a time.
Okay, thank you very much, Ben. Congratulations on tonight's victory, and best of luck in the next round against Creighton.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, for the media, we'll be joined momentarily by Coach Bowles. Again, please use this time to raise your hand if you have a question to ask for Coach Bowles. We'll get started shortly. Okay, we're joined by Coach Jeff Bowles. Coach, will ask for an opening statement from you, and then for the media, please use the raise hand function to indicate that you would like to ask a question. When you are called on for your question, please state your name and affiliation first. So, Coach, please go ahead and give us an opening statement, and then we'll go to questions.
Yeah, thank you. Just really, really proud of our guys. There were multiple times in the second half that they could have broke. And we always talk about bend but don't break. And we got down 38-31. And, Ben Vanderplas made some huge plays, in the second half. Jason Preston made some great plays, made some big free throws down the stretch. And very fortunate to win the game. I want to give, Virginia all the credit in the world for what they went through. Tough to, go through a COVID pause and not practice and fly in the day before. And, that they missed some shots that they normally make. So feel very fortunate and very grateful.
Okay, our first question tonight will come from Joe Collins with WOUB. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the win. As you were saying, it got up to 38-31, and then after about the 10-minute mark of the second half, you matched that up to that point total, 31 points in the final 10 minutes. What did you guys change going into each timeout? Like, what did you start seeing that Virginia was doing that you were able to start getting a lot more baskets?
Yeah, thanks for the question, Joe. I think when they went small, we got kind of discombobulated. And, when Huff came back in the game, we were able to do some things, put, Dwight Wilson back in there. And I thought after every timeout, I thought our guys did a great job of executing. Even, when the shot clock was running down, we tried to, shrink the game a little bit. And, Ben Roderick had a great back cut layup. Jason Preston was phenomenal off the ball screen. And, our guys just kept their poise and did a great job of executing.
Okay, our next question is going to be from Elton Alexander. Go ahead, Elton.
Elton Alexander, Cleveland Plain Dealer. You just touched on it a little bit, but maybe expanded style of play. I mean, you came off 3 games in the MAC tournament where you're busting 80 points a night, shooting a pretty good percentage. And tonight, it seemed like both teams were playing deliberate on purpose. You didn't seem to try and push it at all. Just kind of talk about that, and evidently it's something you plan to do.
Well, I think, thanks for the question, Elton. I think, they kind of make you play that way. They don't send all the guys to the boards. They get back in transition. And when you come to March Madness, NCAA tournament, half-court offense, half-court defense, execution is going to win you the game. And, just really proud of our guys. I thought we got some really big stops late. Miles Brown, for him not to play in the first half and come in and play some great defense in the second half. The way they play, I mean, they were 40% three-point shooting team coming in. And, we messed up the one handoff late where they cut it to 2. But our guys made some big-time plays on both ends down the stretch.
Our next question will be from Pete Thamel with Yahoo Sports.
Jeff, Pete Thamel from Yahoo. Congrats on the win. You had said this week that Jason Preston's story was going to be a movie. Did they get a pretty good scene tonight?
Yeah, thanks, Pete. I think I told him this is where stars are born. Legacies are made, and give them a lot of credit. Clark's a very good defender, but Jason in the second half was able to get around a couple of those. Had some huge rebounds. I think, what do you have, 13 rebounds? 11 points, 8 assists, 3 turnovers. Just a phenomenal effort. And, he's the heart and soul of our team. And, the world saw today who he is and what he's able to do. And just really proud of him.
Thanks, Jeff.
Your next question will come from Zach Braziller with the New York Post.
Hi, Jeff. Zach Braziller, New York Post. What do you think really changed for you guys? I know Jason missed a few games, but you finished 5th in the league. To kind of go through the league tournament the way you did, and obviously then to beat a team like Virginia, is there anything that kind of happened?
Yeah, well, thanks for the question. I think we had won 6 in a row, I believe, before the pause, and it's a deceiving 5 seed because we were 9-5, and I think Toledo was 14-4. Akron and Kent might have been 12-5 or 12-6. Buffalo was like 11-6. So we were all right there with the losses. We just didn't have the wins because we had so many games canceled. And we knew going into the tournament that we felt really good about our chances. We knew we could beat anybody that we played. And, coming off that pause, I mean, I don't think most people understand. We had 3 games in 36 days. And then we played Thursday, Friday, Saturday in the MAC tournament. And, give our strength trainer, Jared Azar, our trainer, Tyler Congrove, and our staff, a lot of credit for really, hydration and massages and whirlpools and, monitoring the conditioning, because there's no blueprint when you come off of that long pause. And, we had one practice, 5v5 with a GA, my manager, that before the MAC, or the 3 games in 5-day stretch. And we had limited practice, and so I want to shout out to our staff for helping us out.
Jeff, I don't know how familiar the team is with the Sweet 16 group of 9 years ago. Is that something that you've talked to them about, that it can happen? And did you is that something that kind of played a factor in here at all?
Well, yeah, I think we walk in, and I do. I look at the banners every single day that I walk in, and from my press conference 2 years ago to every single practice, and I think something like that shows that it can happen. And none of our guys had ever played in a MAC tournament up in Cleveland before. They were loose, they had fun, they were talking, listening to music before the game, and it showed in Cleveland. And I think coming in here, same way, they had confidence and they had a belief. And I told them after the game, the power of unity, the power of belief, the power of confidence is huge. And if you go all the way back to the Illinois game, we showed we can play with anybody in the country. No disrespect to Illinois, but I thought we should have won the game. And that game really set the tone and helped us, win this game with from a confidence standpoint.
Our next question is going to come from Lucas Weiss with the Undefeated. Go ahead. Lucas, go ahead.
Hi, Coach. Lucas Weiss with the Undefeated. Thanks for the opportunity to ask you a question, and congrats on the win. You mentioned off the top how grateful you are for this win, but for you personally, just given your coaching journey from being an assistant at Ohio to an assistant at Ohio State and other schools, just how special is tonight's victory for you, just given your coaching journey?
Yeah, it's awesome. And when I took the job, I dreamt of this. And last year we got it taken away like everyone else, and this year coming in, that was our goal. And Coach Motto's in the stands tonight, and he's been a huge mentor for me, and for him to see this, just awesome where we're at right now, and hopefully we keep this thing going.
Our next question is going to come from Dan Wolken from USA Today Sports. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff, between the 5-minute mark and the 1-minute mark, you guys made 5 baskets. Just how difficult is that to do, against a team like Virginia in this kind of setting? And then with the 2:40 to go coming out of the timeout, you guys were able to get that layup. Was that a called play? And can you just kind of take me through that sequence?
Yeah, that was huge. And, give our guys a lot of credit for the offensive execution. Like you said, from the 5-minute mark on, I'm not sure what we were, total, but it seemed like every time, we did something, our guys ended up making a positive play. And out of the timeout, that was a design play. They started trapping that ball screen, and, it was a wide open, pass down low, and, that was a huge bucket for us.
Okay, our next question is going to come from J.L. Kerbin with the Post. Go ahead, J.L.
Hey, Coach, it's JL from the Post. All season long, from the Illinois game, third game of the year, to now, it seems like the team knows where to find that place of respect for an opponent, but still being confident. As a coach, how did you approach this week of still being able to say, hey, you're playing the defending champs, but you're just as good as, if not better than they are?
Yeah, I think you saw the growth, JL. Thanks for the question. And we started out really well, playing really well this year, and then Ben Rodder got hurt against Marshall, Jason Preston got hurt, missed 4 games, and we had some ups and downs, and we got beat by Kent State by 10 at home, and that was kind of the turning point for our guys. And the long pause and our guys coming back, we're playing like we did early in the season. And, I just tell them all the time, play with confidence. We played that first game of the 3-game and 5-day stretch against Akron, and we were without Jason Preston and Dwight Wilson. And I didn't know what to expect. We were off 21 days, and like I said, we practiced with 9 guys on that Sunday. And our guys came out with a great focus and intensity, and, different guys stepped up throughout the course of the game. And at that point, we just kind of kept it going. And, these guys, they love each other. They got a great bond, and like I told them, confidence is huge. And that's one thing going into that Akron game we talked about, play with uber, superior, ultra confidence, and our guys have been doing that.
Okay, our next question is going to come from Bill Rabinowitz with the Columbus Dispatch. Go ahead.
Hi, Jeff. Congratulations. You are the only team, even in the broader area, still alive in this tournament. Do you think you get a sense of the bandwagon getting pretty big for you guys, and how much does that matter to you and matter to your team that you're the only game in town now?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're just happy to be moving on. We're very grateful, and our guys came in expecting to win the game, and the fact that we're the only one left, I think that's great for social media and fans. But our bandwagon is, keep coming. We want everyone supporting us so we can, and I think this is great for our university. I talked to a group of people about an hour and 15 minutes before the game, and really thank Dr. Nellis for hiring me. He was huge in the process, and believing in me to come back to my alma mater, and this is what I envisioned. So hopefully we'll keep this thing going, and we'll take every Bobcat fan that we can get.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have time for a couple more. Jason Arkley, go ahead, Jason.
Hey, Jeff, Jason Arkley, SUACBobcats.com. I don't want to make too much of this, but did tonight feel a little bit for you personally like righting a wrong? So many players at the major level get one chance in the NCAA tournament. You got one chance as a player. It didn't work out for you. Getting it done as a coach with this team, is there some, I don't know, some redemption, some relief in being able to go back and kind of correct the course a little bit?
Yeah, thanks for the question, Jason. I don't think for me, I don't think like that. I just think how happy I am for our players, this university, their families, what they've sacrificed throughout the course of the year to get to this point, and every student athlete, male and female. And I think it's awesome for our university. I know I've probably got a million text messages, Bobcat Nation throughout the world. This is great for everybody, great for our university, and great for our program.
Okay, Pete Thamel, Yahoo Sports.
Jeff, obviously you go into your next game, you're moving on, and I'm sure your focus is going to shift there pretty fast. What about this team is built to perhaps make a sustained run here?
Yeah, thanks, Pete. I think this tournament is about guard play, and we have one of the best guards in the country. And you look at Ben Vanderplas, who's a tough inside-out matchup. Dwight Wilson, a transfer. We just got a lot of great pieces. And if you look at our roster, I think we have 5 guys averaging double figures. A 6th guy averages 9 points a game. So we got great balance, and certain guys, different guys step up on different nights. And I think you can tell by watching them play. They love each other. The bench is awesome. The energy level's awesome, and they play for each other. So I think with a guy like Jason Preston, Ben Vanderplas, anything can happen in a 40-minute game.
Okay, Joe Collins from OUB. Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, Jeff. So, first off, I'll just say a little thing. With your guys' win today, you busted every bracket in America now, which means there's no more perfect brackets. But in all seriously, today, obviously, there was only a limited amount of fans that could come, but it really seemed like the OU fan base is really loud, really getting into it, and a big part of how you guys are able to be successful. And that's something you've always said. What is it about Bobcat Nation that is just so fun to play in front of?
Yeah, I thought our fans here were awesome. And, we talked about that in Cleveland. If we would have made that run with fans there, there would have been 13,000 Bobcats, in Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. And like I said, Bobcat Nation is proud. I know they stand up and cheer for old Ohio. And hopefully we keep this thing going. And whatever next venue we have, we'll have some more tickets. And we will invite every Bobcat, to the arena.
Okay, we have time for 2 more. Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Yeah, Jeff. How much preparation were you able to do for Creighton? Obviously, you were concentrating on Virginia. Do you even do any kind of advanced stuff? What do you know about them?
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot. I know they're really good. Got some really good players. Our assistant coaches have done the prep work. So we'll head back to the hotel, get our Chick-fil-A, and start prepping for Creighton, tonight, and then come in and get our game plan. And our guys have done a really good job, throughout the course of the year when we had 3 games in 3 days at Illinois, and then the MAC tournament, and then even the 3 games in 5 days of, taking game plan film to the court. And, so our guys will be locked in.
Shouldn't you be going to Dairy Queen instead of Chick-fil-A?
Touche. Maybe we should get some ice cream for the boys. Most definitely.
All right, and our final question will come from Dan Wolken with USA Today Sports.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to raise my hand there.
Okay.
Oh, come on, Dan. One more, Dan.
We have a question then from Kevin Fielder from the 5th quarter.
Coach, you've kind of touched on this a few times, but if you may expand, what does a win like this do for the Ohio basketball program? How does it continue to help draw fans in and keep kind of trying to build the program up?
Yeah, thanks for the question. I think it's huge for a lot of reasons. You know, recruiting, fan base, alumni, university, and you know, it's something that every school like ours dreams about. And with social media the way it is right now, you know, I can imagine what Court Street's doing, and just you know, our goal is to represent Ohio University the right way on the floor, off the floor, and we got 15 great kids who do that, and you know, I know they're proud of them.
Coach, thanks so much for your time. Again, congratulations on the victory, and good luck in the next round.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
For all the media on the call, a transcript of Coach Bowles' interview will be provided by ASAP Sports at ncaa.com/transcripts. A recording of this press conference will be available in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at www.ncaa.veritone.com. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Someone going to ask me questions?
Yes, Coach. Right now, we'll go ahead and start with our first question from, well, actually, Coach, we'd like you to make an opening statement, and then we'll go to questions.
I'll just take the questions. That's fine. Unless I have to make an opening statement, I can. So I tell you what, we wanted a chance to play in this tournament. We got the chance. And first credit to Ohio for how they played, well coached, and they played tough, and they made some big plays down the stretch. But, you know, our guys were, again, hopeful that we'd get this opportunity. The NCAA allowed us to come in and, you know, in a unique way, but thankful for it. But it just stings right now to, you know, not advance in this tournament. It's such a special tournament. And, again, you know how that goes. It's the last game of the year is always tough. And I know our guys are feeling it right now. We had some chances. I'm sure I'll get asked that question. Don't know if we got tired down the stretch or, you know, felt, you know, a little bit of the pressure, but I thought we got some good looks and just had a pretty poor shooting day, a very poor shooting day from three with some quality shots. But again, they did a solid job defensively.
First question is from Jeff White from VirginiaSports.com.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Can you hear me, Tony?
Yeah, I got you now, Jeff.
Hello?
Yep, I can hear you, Jeff.
Okay, I'm sorry. Your guys were up 7 with 14 minutes to go, and the game kind of swung from that point. What was the difference in the final stretch?
Yeah, I think we had some good stretches of defense in there. We were deflecting balls, making it hard on them, and I thought, boy, I thought early in the game, Jeff, we were settling a little bit. We were shooting a little quick, and then I thought in the second half we ran pretty good offense and got the kind of looks, the rhythm open looks or some in the lane, the shots we wanted, and we really had trouble capitalizing on them. That I'd take probably, again, the quality of the looks, and I think going cold in that setting hurt. And when we did need a key stop, you know, they got a nice back door and a slip, and that hurt us. But the guys played as hard as they could, and they fought. But I think that ability to it comes down to whether it's banging a big shot here or there or getting our rhythm, and we looked just didn't look like we had, as far as from a shooting standpoint, didn't knock down the shots that I've seen us make. And again, they did a good job and guarding us, but they were quality looks from my standpoint.
Next question is from Bennett Conlon of the Daily Progress.
Coach, I wanted to ask, after all your team had been through in the last week with the COVID protocol, quarantine and things like that, what do you tell the team in the locker room after the loss and just everything you've been through the last 10 days or so?
Yeah, just as I'm kind of how I started with my statement, I said we wanted an opportunity, and we were grateful to the NCAA for giving us that. And we met all the protocols. I know more about protocols than I care to be honest. But we weren't sure after our Syracuse game if we were even going to get a chance to play in the tournament, and we were allowed that opportunity. And we came in, and we thought we had a chance. We certainly did it. I don't know if it would have mattered if it was a normal prep or not. How can you say? Because we played a good team, and that's this tournament. But it was. I just thanked, the old guys that put as much as they could into this program. And I said, you'll remember your ACC regular season championship. That's a big deal. And you also remember, getting beat in this tournament, but nothing to hang your head about. It's just, you come into these games, and that's what makes this the survive and advance mentality, or lose or go home. And that's the reality of this. And I've faced such joy in this tournament on so many occasions, and I've faced the heartache too. And you have to be, again, as I always say, willing to accept them both. And know that when your career's done, this doesn't define you, whether you win it all or you lose or anything. It's what you do. You do it with love and joy and passion, and then you don't let it define you beyond what it should.
Next question is from Mike Barber.
Hey, Tony. Defensively in the first half, particularly, you guys seemed really locked in. Did you feel like more than ever you were probably going to have to ride that defense because of the offensive rust? And then talk a little bit about Vanderplas and what he was able to do in the second half.
Yep. No, I thought we were sharp defensively, and for the limited prep and all that stuff. I thought, again, it's what we tried to do all year, and just I'm glad it was there, and I thought we fought, and even good stretches in the second half, real good stretches defensively. And, it would come down to that. But, you're going to have to make certainly some plays offensively. And but I sensed, the looks were there, and you could just see we couldn't get them to drop. And it did put a lot of pressure on our defense. That's the only thing that stung, a couple of those breakdowns at key times defensively that otherwise I think ruined a pretty solid defensive effort. But, again, credit to them. And then Ben Vanderplas, he did what his old man would do when I played with him, make key plays, and he's really good. He hit those big threes end of the half. That was a big three, and then the 2 threes he hit in a couple drives. He's just skilled and sound, and he knows how to play the game. So, again, happy for him and hurting for our guys.
Next question is from Preston Willett, CBS 19.
Tony, you talked about looking at those seniors after y'all found out about the COVID case, and what was it like looking at them tonight after all the work they put in this year and after this crazy week that y'all have had?
Well, like any, you thank them, and there'll be probably better times to speak clearer to them about what they meant and who they are as men and as players. After the game, not a lot is heard, and it's just trying to encourage them and thank them. And tell them that they'll always be a part of this. And, again, they'll have a ACC regular season championship, and they got a chance to play in the tournament, and that'll sting how it ended. But that was the extent of it. I didn't have any. I said I wish I had some magic words to make the sting go away, but I don't. But time heals all things.
Carter Hill, fifth quarter.
Hey, Coach. Congratulations on a great season. Now that it's all wrapped up, though, how do you overall reflect on this past year, and what will you take out of it heading into next season?
Hard to kind of evaluate the whole year. It was a windy road, unique, the way it started. And obviously this last, 9 days or 8 days was as strange and unique as you'd find heading into this. But again, at the start of the season, we didn't even know if we'd get to play that many games, didn't know what would happen with the NCAA tournament. And, it was just I'm glad we're having the NCAA tournament, but it was a strange year, unlike any, and I hope it never happens again, because there's such an experience when the fans are there and the excitement of it. And that won't take anything away from the teams, of course, that are advancing, but one for the ages for sure. And I'm sure I'll reflect and have some better insights on it. But it was a lot. You come in, and most teams came in I think June or July, and none of the guys got to go home. So I think it was just hanging in there and enduring and growing and enjoying times together and kind of suffering through the rough stuff.
Thank you.
Next question, David Teal.
Tony, you just mentioned what a strange season it has been. Were you made aware before your game of VCU's situation, and was that a stark reminder of how tenuous this all was?
VCU. Oh, they had no, man. I didn't. I boxed just so much. So VCU couldn't play their game against Oregon.
Correct.
What is it with us Virginia schools? Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that for those young men. I didn't know that. No, yeah, I guess you're right. That is.
Next question comes from Billy Witz.
Tony, hi. Can you just, I guess, explain what you weren't able to do this week as far as preparation, and just, I guess, the context for not being able to do those things at this time of year?
Look, that's done. We had a chance, and we wanted that, and we got to do some individual stuff, and then had we had a normal team practice on Friday morning before we left. But that we prepared to the best of our abilities, and again, Ohio played a better game. When they needed to make plays, they made the plays, and we left some on the table. And so, again, I'm grateful we got the chance. And, you can't go back and change anything. And I thought our guys were as ready as they can given the circumstances. And it would have been a heck of a win, and it's a hard loss.
Do you just like, for example, like film, is it just something where everybody has to look at
Yeah, we
stuff
probably
up?
watched a lot of film on Zoom and prepared well that way.
Thank you.
Yep.
Coach, that's all the time we have. Thank you very much. We'll be joined shortly by Sam Hauser. I want to reiterate that because the large number of people on this call, we're only going to be able to take one question and no follow-ups really at this time if we continue to get the large number of raised hands. So continue to raise your hand. We'll call on those who are in the priority, and we'll just keep going from there. But soon we'll have Sam. Okay, we're now joined by Sam, and our first question will go to Mike Barber.
Hey, Sam, obviously a tough one. What was it that kind of faded in the second half for you guys defensively, and what let Vanderplas kind of get going there?
Yeah, they had a lot of good action on offense. It was tough to guard, and he broke loose a couple times and hit a couple big ones to get his momentum going in the right direction, and he made a lot of big plays at the right time. So hats off to him. And hats off to Ohio.
Next question comes from Hank Kurz, AP.
Hey, Sam. I don't know if any of you seniors will come back, but from what you know about this team, how do you expect they will respond to this?
They're going to respond for sure. Taking a loss like this is tough. Ending a year like this is tough. So I know the guys who will come back are going to take this personally, and I think they're going to get even better from it. So I'm not too worried about that for our guys coming back next year.
Next question from Jeffrey White.
Hey, Sam, this season has had a little bit of everything, and it's been a real roller coaster ride. How do you think you'll look back on this year?
I'm definitely going to remember it. It was everything was different. It wasn't a normal college basketball year, but overall, I was just happy to be able to play a pretty good number of our games. And obviously, this last week has been hectic, but we were just happy we were able to have a chance to play in the tournament, and that's where you want to be able to end your season is in the tournament. And overall, it was a good year. We ended up ACC champs, so you can't take that away from us for sure. And definitely happy I chose to come here.
Mike Barber.
Yeah, Sam, I'm curious. Defensively, you guys seem really locked in the first half. How focused were you on maybe there would be some offensive rust, but defense was going to carry you through tonight?
Yeah, I think that we've been trying to make that our mentality. You know, defense travels no matter what, even if your offense isn't there. And I thought we played a pretty solid defensive game up until, the last couple minutes where we had a couple big breakdowns and they got a couple of layups at the rim. But other than that, I thought we played hard on defense. They made some tough shots, and they made crucial plays at the right time.
Preston Willett.
Yeah, Sam, what have the emotions just been like this past week, going back to the positive case and then just kind of fighting and being resilient coming up to this point and not ending the way you wanted it to, but just to get here?
Yeah, it was with this year, there's a lot of uncertainty and you never know when a thing like that can happen. And it happened at the last possible day it could have happened in order for us to play. So we're thankful it didn't happen a day later, but, it's just one of those things. It's unpredictable. You just kind of have to just roll with it and do what you can when you're not around your team as much. But, it was interesting week for sure, but we were able to watch a lot of film and have one practice at least. But so we felt like we were confident coming into this game.
Brian Smith, WVEC.
Hey, Sam. Just obviously tough loss, but what do you take away from this season as a team? Just what you've done, even though it was one and done. But what do you take away from a year like this?
I think it showed a lot of discipline out of our guys and a lot of resiliency throughout the whole year. We had a couple times where we had a little COVID pause. We missed a couple games. We've had our opponents have COVID pauses, which caused us not to be able to play them. And everything was so uncertain. You never know what the next day was going to bring, and that's hard to deal with for however long we've been in. I think we've been on campus since July, so just dealing with that, and I think being able to just be around each other and get to know each other better was huge for us, and we definitely got to know each other to a deeper level than I don't think we would have in normal circumstances. So I think that's definitely a positive, and the basketball piece is, I think overall everyone I think was just happy to be able to play and have a season because last year got cut short.
Next question from David Teal.
Sam, you mentioned what a strange year it's been and only having had one practice. You guys are the ACC's number 2 3-point shooting team, and so many shots seem short tonight. I know you don't want to make excuses, but were there some tired legs out there tonight?
It was just one of those things where, the shots just weren't falling. I don't think it was tired legs at all. I just think it's one of those games where it happens, and it happens to everyone. And that's why your defense has got to be real good. And I thought our defense was pretty good up until, they made that run in the second half. And but you can't make an excuse for not being able to make shots. You got to find other ways to score. And tonight we just left some baskets out there that we should have made.
Bennett Conlon.
Sam, going back to Ben Vanderplas, I wanted to ask what makes him such a tough guy to cover. It seemed like he was able to score in the second half, even when you guys had pretty good defense on him.
Yeah, he's a great player, man. He's crafty. He's deceiving. He's got a really good shot fake. And obviously you saw he has really deep range, and he made a couple of bombs tonight. And hats off to him, man. He's good. He's so sound. He's so fundamentally sound. And he's a good player. And he helps. He's kind of like a glue guy to that team. Without him, I don't know what they'd be like. So happy he played well. He's a Wisconsin guy. I know him, so happy for him and happy for the team.
Okay, I still have hand raised from Mike Barber.
Yeah, Sam, thanks for doing one more. Jay Huff getting in the foul trouble. How did that guys impact you?
That happens, and that's the next man up mentality. And I thought we had good minutes from guys off the bench to fill in when he was off the floor. I thought guys came in, brought energy, played good defense, and rebounded. And when Jay was in there, he was good. So I think it's just one of those things where that's why you always have guys off the bench that are ready to go. And I think overall they were good tonight.
Thank you.
Last question, I believe, from Hank Kurz. Okay, Sam, if we have nothing else, we wish you the best of luck in your career the rest of the way, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Again, hats off to Ohio. Best of luck to them. And also giving a shout out from our team to the Virginia women's swimming and diving team who just won a national championship. So congrats to them. Thank you.
Okay, that's it for this post-game news conference.